we have got three perfect budget adventure bike helmets here to have a closer look at. We have got the Novic Xterra, the Fly Racing Trekker Pulse, and the Bell MX9. First of all, let's unbox them and see what's included with the helmets. Let's start with the Novic Xterra. So we'll move these down here. So we've got quite a nice plush helmet bag, drawstring with a toggle. Let's have a look at this helmet. The helmet's also got a thin fabric bag that's included. This is just to protect it whilst it's in shipping and from new manufacturer, but these you dispose of really. So there we go, there's our helmet, and what's included, we have got a pin lock included with this helmet. Not bad, not loads of accessories, no big packs with instructions or tools or anything like that, no kind of blanking plates, just the pin lock included with that one. So now let's take a quick look at what's included with the Fly Racing helmet. So in here we've got, again, helmet comes in a helmet bag. We have got a little pack of something here. So we've got a Fly Racing pack. It looks like it includes two little blanking plates, which are probably for if you remove the peak, and a little instruction manual. And that is it, no pin locks in there and no other accessories. Nice fleece thick bag. Feels very, very plush. Be good for protecting your helmet. And there we have the Fly Racing helmet. So onto our final one, the Bell MX9. Let's see what we've got included with this one. So there's our helmet in the helmet bag. There's no other components in that box. So whether there's any kind of anything with the helmet in here maybe. Let's have a look. So we've got a nice Bell helmet bag with a pull on the drawstring, little toggle. And then when we have a look at the helmet, we've got an instruction manual, we've got a couple of side plates, and again I think that is for, so if you're removing the peak on this one, it also links where the visor is, so this will probably be, rather than a blanking plate, it'll be to hold that visor in place. And then we've got some information about the MIP system. So there you go, that's everything that's included with the three helmets. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the three helmets we've got here. These are all, like I said, budget adventure bike helmets. With the Novic, these retail at £110. With the Fly Racing helmet, you're looking at £159.99 retail price. And then with the Bell MX9, you're looking at £189.99 retail price. So about £80 between them. Let's have a look at what we get for our money from the Novic then right up to the Bell. Let's have a look at some of the similarities between these helmets. The Novic is an ABS outer shell. Fly Racing say theirs is a polymer shell, and Bell say theirs is a polymer composite shell. So if you look up ABS, you'll find ABS it is a polymer. Basically it's a plastic. So the ABS is a polymer, the Fly Racing's a polymer. The fact that Bell call theirs a composite polymer means that there's more than one type of plastic potentially being used to create that shell. So it's a mixture, a composite of two products or two materials. So not a massive difference in structure. We've got two shell sizes for the Novic, two shell sizes for the Fly Racing, and three shell sizes for the Bell. What do these two have that this doesn't have? These two both have internal flip down visors. So if we flick that there, you can see that Novic has the flip down visor there. And this one, flip down visor there. Something I'd say about this one, so this is a flip down internal visor, but it's levered from one side. It's a single-sided operating system. This actually feels like it is a cable operated system with a proper slider. So this is actually a more premium flip down visor than what the Fly Racing has installed in theirs. Bell, these MX-9s are actually based around their motocross helmets, which don't have flip down visors. So there's no surprise that Bell haven't got a flip down visor in theirs. If we then have a look at some of the similarities between these two, these are both a double D-ring fastening, where this one is a ratchet strap fastening for the chin. So there is slight differences from one to the other. One of the biggest bonuses probably for the Novic is that it has that pin lock included. Neither of these have pin lock included, although this is anti-fog. So this has got an anti-fog system, and it also has like an anti-scratch coating, which most visors have as well. So we've got a good selection of kind of pros and cons between the three helmets, all within that kind of £80 of each other range, so between £100 and £200 range. All three have a removable, washable and antibacterial lining. So we'll have a closer look at the linings now. So starting with the Novic, if we have a look at the lining inside this, this actually does look quite premium. For £110, I think with this helmet you are getting a lot for your money. We have got a little pack system in here that I didn't see in the box, so we've actually got a little reflective pack, so pack of reflectors, and some instructions, and that's pretty much it. You've got your ratchet system strap, like I said, so you pull that to release that. The lining is quite a basic press stud system, which even some of the most expensive helmets use a similar system. So you've got your skull cap lining there. If we just have a look how that's fastened in the front. Quite a simple clip mechanism at the front. So just behind where the flip down visor comes down, we've got a little plastic edge, and that looks like it just clips away nice and easy. So you can take that out and wash it. I'm guessing, let's have a look, the cheek pads will be the same. So yeah, press stud system across the top, and then this base section is slotting in, which will make it nice and easy to pull that out. So there you go, cheek pad for the Novic, nice basic cheek pad. You've got three press stud fastenings at the back, and a plastic section that slots in at the back and then clips at the front. And then I'll take the skull cap lining out just to show you as well. So we've got three clips across the front where it just slots underneath. There's your skull cap liner. You can see how it's got all the mesh system for the ventilation to get the air flow through. Very premium for that £110 price point on that helmet. Inside this helmet you've got your EPS as well, so you can see your EPS layer here. There's no mention of any dual densities EPS in the literature for this helmet, but it's not to say it hasn't got it, it's just no mention of it. Fly Racing, inside of their helmets, they do actually mention that this is a dual density EPS liner inside this. So that is definitely, could be a winning point for this helmet over the other two. So there's your cheek pad. Again, three press studs, slots in at the back and then clips at the front. And the skull cap liner, two press studs at the back. Press studs do feel just slightly more premium possibly than the Novic, but minimal difference. We've got three press studs. Instead of it slotting in and clipping, it's actually press studs across the top here. Similar kind of way they've done it with the hard plastic front, but like I say, instead of it clipping onto that front edge, it's actually a press stud on the top of that that's clipping in. Again, you can see how the airflow, it's been made for the airflow to go through, and you got these two press studs at the back, so you can see very little difference between that and that. Okay, on to our last one, so onto the Bell. So with the Bell, I'd be very surprised if this wasn't dual density, but like I say, you know, it is at the cheaper end of the Bell range, so it is possible. If we have a look at how the cheek pad's held in, So now we haven't got the plastic that slots up underneath the shell like we have with the other two. So there's our cheek pad. So there we go, we've got one cheek pad. Let's have a look at how the base, the head skull cap fits in. So 2 press studs at the back, nice and premium feeling. 2 press studs at the front. So this is a different method to what these two have used. These two, they've used that plastic strip that goes along just above the visor. This one, 2 press studs, and then you can see the EPS comes right down with a material edge on that. Same again, you can see where the airflow goes through and it can ventilate through. So that's the lining for that. If we have a look at the inside of the bell, you can see the MIP system. So this is like a shiny layer that's inside the EPS. And what it allows for is for this skull cap liner to rotate slightly inside the helmet in the event of a crash. And what that does is dampens the rotational energy in an incident and protects your brain a little bit from like a rotational impact, which can cause a little bit of brain trauma. So this has got the rotational dampening, these two haven't. So now let's have a look at some of the external features of the helmet. So what we've got with all 3 helmets, got a chin vent here on the Novic, got a chin vent on the Fly with a switch, and then same on the Bell. On the top we've got 2 intake vents on the Novic, which are little sliders. We've got 1 big slider on top of the Fly Racing helmet, and then the Bell has got 2 intake vents, but there is no like switches for them, so they're kind of like a permanently open thing. On the back, what have we got on the Novic? There is no visible exhaust vents, although, oh yes, there's a slight gap there, so not much in the way of an exhaust vent for these. What we do have is little vents at the sides. So that's the Novic ventilation. On the Fly, what we've got at the back as an exhaust vent, so you've got some like slits in it here, but we've also got a slider at the top, so you can get more ventilation on the back there, but then you can shut that and stop that ventilation. We've also got 2 more exhaust vents here at the base, so 2 slits there, and that's pretty much it for the Fly. On the Bell, we've got 2 big mesh vents, exhaust vents there, and we've also got 2 big exhaust vents on the side there, so plenty of ventilation on that. And then on the chin we've got those, so plenty of ventilation on that. The only downside to this over these two is those being permanently open. They are protected slightly by the peak because they're in front of it, so if it was raining and you sat in traffic or something like that, they are covered, where these are above the peak, so they would need to be shut if it was raining. Okay, so then let's have a little look at the peaks and the visors. So on this visor and peak system, something that's quite quirky about the Novic is we have these little switches at the side here. You press that switch up, you can then pull the side of the peak out. So you can pull that like that. Once you've undone the side clips, you can then pull and rotate, and this comes up. That doesn't come out very easily, which is a little bit surprising because this is such a good idea with that switch. This is just a little bit stiff to get out, but I'm sure with a bit of use it'll get easier. You can see that pushes back in there, push down to clip, sides clip back on, so they slide in like so. So that clips in there, that clips in there, and the peak is back on. Real good feature. I think it's just a bit of practice and a bit of use, and that centre clip will get a little bit easier to use. Onto the Fly Racing. So with this one we've got just 2 screws, so we could literally just get a screwdriver, peak will come off, and then there is those blanking plates included in the box which will cover those holes. Same with the Bell, but on the Bell you can undo the screws with your fingers. They're quite large, no need for a screwdriver, they're meant to be done by hand. So you can unscrew those, you can unscrew the top. There is actually some adjustment in the top. If we loosen that, we can adjust the peak upwards like that and tighten it back up. Depending on what kind of riding you're doing, you might want it up or down. Same again, you could remove this peak and you can put a blanking plate over the side of that, or you could you can actually remove it, and with all three of these you could remove the visor and wear goggles like you would with a motocross helmet. Now on the Novic visor, so this is a bit more like a road visor in that you can flick it up and then press this lever at the back, which should allow that to come out. So let's have a go. Press that. So press that, pull there, press this down, pull again on this side, and there we go, there's the visor off. To put this back on, simply put the visor on like so, into the same position, up position, and slide back and click, slide back, click. Nice positive click actually on that, so you know it's fastened in properly. Great visor. So that's the peaks and the visors all covered. Now what I've done is I've got all medium-sized helmets out here because I am generally a medium in most helmets. So what I'll do is I'll try each of these on now, and I should be able to give you a bit of a guide as to whether they're a tight-fitting medium or not. It's a little bit of a loose-fitting helmet as far as mediums go. Although the lining's really comfy inside, it's a little bit tricky just getting it on smoothly because there's not a lot of plush padding around the entrance to it. This one, so with the fly racing, this looks really plush on the around here. Let's just see how this fits. Definitely a lot more premium feeling, very comfortable, slightly better fitting for me. So I've got a little bit more squeeze on my cheeks. I think this is a bit more of a round fit, and this is a slightly longer fit, which is more kind of my shape medium. Onto the Bell helmet. Much better fitting. So from one to the next, the fitting's got better. The feel inside the helmet's got way more plush. Another little pointer, the Fly Racing and the Bell are both ACU Gold, where the Novic isn't. The Novic is just a 2205 standard. So those are our 3 budget adventure bike helmets. Let us know in the comments which one you like the look of. Would you get the Novic at 110, or would you get the Bell at 189.99? Like I said before, you could find some great bargains with these helmets because they're that older 2205 standard. You could find little discounts here and there, but great helmets for the price, and you could definitely see or feel when you're wearing them where the money's going a bit more with the Bell and the Fly, with comfort. But as a base helmet, they're all plastic construction. They've all got very much the same features, some with pin locks, some with other features like the MIPS and things like that, and dual density EPS. So each one has its pluses and minuses. Let us know which one you'd have. Thanks for watching the video today. If you'd like to see more of our content, please subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified every time we upload something. If there's a future video you'd like to see, then leave it in the comments below. We always try and answer to the comments, so feel free to leave us a comment and we'll get back to you. And we'll even try and do the videos that you suggest. So thanks for watching. Until next time, ride safe.